It's spring in the northern hemisphere again, and that's got me thinking about the rhythms of life. It's got me thinking about how every time spring blooms, I know that I have exactly 6 months to enjoy it before we're back in the dead darkness of winter again. And it's hard to fight that knowledge and to live as if you don't know. But that's part of the cycle that happens every year. And in our individual lives, we each have this personal journey that we go on that cycles in and out of springs and winters. You may notice that every year in March, you start feeling some type of way. You might notice that every year in September, things change in a particular direction, or your cycles may have nothing at all to do with the Gregorian calendar, and that's totally fair. Regardless, you've probably experienced periods of creativity and periods of writer's block, periods where you spend every waking moment with friends and family and people you love, and then there's periods where it seems like everyone's gone away. What I want to do today, and especially in honor of Beltane coming up on May 1st, which is when modern pagans celebrate the spring and new love, new life, new fertility. So today we're going to do something different. And we're going to use the tarot cards to unpack the meaning of this Nordic rune. Specifically, I'm going to be focusing on the Wildwood Tarot in honor of Beltane, as I mentioned. But I'll be talking to the other decks as well. In fact, the Thoth has already spoken. I want to make a quick disclaimer that I am in no way, shape, or form an expert on the Futhark runes. I do have this one tattooed on my body, though, and I just want to use tarot as a tool today to stretch our imaginations and get to thinking about this in a different way, in a new way. So here's the cards that came out of Wildwood Tarot for us. We have the Four of Pentacles, which in this deck is called Protection. As you can see, there's a little baby deer sitting under these ruins, like a Stonehenge type situation, purposefully constructed in this manner. As you can see, we've got human created art on the stones as well. And the sun is coming up. It's a very positive card. Next, we have the Two of Cups, which a lot of people read as like a soulmate card, but here it is labeled attraction. We also have the Ace of Stones, Ace of Pentacles reversed, the foundation of life here reversed. Also, I think it's interesting that we have the same imagery here with the carved stones. So, right off the bat, I am getting a sense of being divinely called that is clicking for me with Raidho here, right? You're being divinely called, attracted to something. You maybe don't even know what. You're just being called to set out on the path. You don't know the end point of your journey, but you're being pulled, absolutely pulled by an unseen force in whatever direction this is that you're going. And you feel protected. You feel that divine protection. You feel like, I must set out here, me and my horse, and whatever may come will come. Here's how I'm going to interpret the Ace of Pentacles reversed. It's called the foundation of life in this deck. And what I really think I'm getting from this is it's this baby deer setting out. We're all this baby deer, and we have to leave home to go on this journey. We have to leave our foundations, these things, this place that feels safe to us. Part of going on this journey that each of us must make is leaving the place where we feel safe. What the Thoth gave us was card number 11, Lust. It's actually Strength in other decks, number 8. And the Magician, and 8 of Wands, Swiftness. What I was going to say at first was that the Strength card, which this mirrors in other decks, makes a lot of sense, because think about the mental and physical strength it takes this rider to set out on this journey alone. It's winter. We don't know what's out there. Are those storm clouds? I mean, it could be pretty scary. Like, this person must be really strong of mind, strong of heart, strong of body, and just strong, has a really strong resolve that wherever they're going, wherever they're being called to, is worth anything that they may come across in their path, worth every tribulation they may encounter. So that's what I was getting from Strength at first. But I will also say this, in Crowley's version, Lust, same kind of vibe as this Two of Cups, in terms of we are being absolutely pulled like a magnet from our safe place into the wider world, pulled by these things that we lust after. We want to be the master of our own lives and our own creation. But these two cards together speak to me of the co-creation that exists between us and the universe. We take that first step, and it comes in and sets that next step in front of us, right? We set out, we don't know where we're going, but the path will fill in as we move. See, because that's the thing about time and our being constrained by it, is that we're moving long before we ever realize where we're going, and it only really makes sense in retrospect. At the end of life's journey, when you're reflecting on it, you can make a coherent story. But when you're on horseback, when you're in the middle of it, all you can do is ride the waves, ride the rhythm, ride along with the cadence of your horse. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Is that how a horse sounds? I don't know, it sounds more like a heartbeat, but that too. So really there's like a tremendous amount of faith involved with this rune, with my understanding of this rune. The kind of faith that would call someone out of their safe place, their warm, safe cave with the people they know and love, and get them to journey away from all that, from everything they know and love, to an unknown destination. Simply due to that inner fire, whatever that is that's inside of your heart speaking to you. And maybe not everybody has it. Everybody goes on this personal journey, sure. But that fire inside, I don't know. I wonder if we can like choose to listen to it, hear it, heed it, or not. Well, this one fell out right on the floor for us. Dreamer Prince, which is the Knight of Swords in the Rider-Waite deck, and she calls it Gift of Liberty in this deck, which I also definitely get from this person, this adventurer on their horse, this solo adventurer. I mean, what's this if not freedom? You can just hop on your horse and ride. You're completely boundless. This might be a little more physical, whereas here we're talking about freedom of thought, freedom of mind, but the two go hand in hand. Only a free spirit would set out on this path. Only a free spirit would cross these dangerous plains, without knowing what's awaiting them on the other side. So more than just open-mindedness, I'm getting a sense of free-spiritedness. there's also a sense of restlessness here with these two cards, Page of Pentacles upright and Six of Wands reversed, in correlation to the Dreamer Prince, the Prince of Swords. You're always looking for something new. Your past wins are never good enough. They're not satisfying. You're always looking for something new. You're compelled by your heart, by your emotions. That's what draws you out. That's what magnetizes you to the journey. You'll never be satisfied with the little victories. What a cool card. Can you talk to me a little bit about why this card now? What does this mean for us, for everybody watching? Again, a kind of restlessness, just not being pleased with what you have. Four of Cups, Nine of Wands, Five of Cups reversed. Why Raidho now? Very similar to what I was reading down here. You're not satisfied. You're not emotionally fulfilled with where you're at the moment. You want a bigger challenge, a deeper challenge, a spiritually deeper challenge. And I think you are being emotion-led in this moment. I might say it's coming from a place of loss rather than curiosity and love. But that's okay. That's all just part of the journey, right? You had something that mattered to you and you lost that. But it's not the end of your journey. This is, again, with the rhythms of life. Gain and loss is just like ebb and flow. Money, people, accolades. We have these coming into us at certain times in our lives, and at certain times they are nowhere to be found. And that doesn't mean we did anything wrong. That doesn't mean that we should give up. It means, okay, round two, next up, right? It means we set back out on the path. Not to belabor the metaphor, but, in this case, let's find out what's keeping us from turning around and seeing these two cups. Maybe that's the journey we need to go on. I don't know what that looks like for you. But I would say if you've recently been feeling any kind of loss, physical, emotional, material, any kind of loss, I would be thinking about how that is going to motivate the next stage of your journey, how it's going to point you in the direction of what's next. I would be meditating on that, because that's the other thing about Raidho. It's just you and your horse. You're all alone. I know, I'm so sorry to tell you, each of us is all alone on this journey through life. You were born alone, you'll die alone. You're alone every day. It doesn't matter how many people are around you. No one's inside your head. No one really sees and understands things the way you do. You are the only witness to the life you're leading. And I just think there's something really poignant about that. Something like sad, but also something we can take responsibility for. It lets you know that you can't ever be wrong in your interpretation. It's your interpretation. It's your opinion. It's your path. It's your journey. You have to be strong and upright and sure in yourself, because no one else can do it for you. Even if you were surrounded by excellent mentors and teachers and people who propped you up and encouraged you, it doesn't matter. They can't take the journey for you. You still have to do it. So there's some kind of like solitude, responsibility, seeking. Raidho, like just the ultimate seeker. When I look at this card, I think, where is this person going? there's something out there that for them matters more than anything else. And they might not even really know what it is yet. They might be being drawn by that deep spiritual curiosity, that truth seeking tendency. And to them, that matters more than anything else, more than any kind of love or work or community recognition, anything at all. This person, the seeker, what matters is the journey itself. Which is so interesting to me because it means that it's a totally personal payoff. It's something that can go completely unacknowledged by everyone on this earth with you. But no matter what, if no one else ever sees it, it doesn't matter because it still happened and you were there and you witnessed this life, and this life matters as much as any other life. What an interesting paradox. I got another Page of Pentacles here. Got number 7, the Chariot Archer here reversed. And 2 of Pentacles, challenge. Again, you're just always looking for something new. You're kind of bored. You're bored and you want a challenge. And I want to say more than one thing about this card. Let's hope that I can remember all of them. Let's just read it exactly how it is right now. So it's the Archer in this deck and it's upside down. So what I'm going to say simply is that you don't know where you're going, though. You know, you don't have a goal or a direction, which you would if this was upright, I think. So you're going to set out on this journey in the hopes of finding that. Isn't that, again, an interesting paradox? You're not setting out on a journey knowing the destination. You're setting out on a journey in order to find something worth finding. Now, here's the other thing I want to say about this card is in other decks, it would be the Chariot, which metaphysically there's a sense of stillness and movement, both at the same time. So the person is still while the chariot moves. And that's kind of the same idea we have here with the rider on the horse. The horse is that chariot. In fact, in the Thoth deck, which I use often, or I'm sorry, not the Thoth deck, in the Tarot of the She deck that I use often, this card, the chariot, is a horse. So there's something there as well that might be worth doing some more thinking about. But I'm going to have to leave you to it and just say thank you so much for indulging me on this little pagan deep dive. Happy Beltane.